New at 11 tonight, we are digging into the cost of drugs on our communities.
I grew up in the 80s. I was an 80s baby. Didn't know much about the world, early, but I always heard about the war on drugs and whatnot. We lost that war.
Well, this month, authorities in Fairfield County have made 2 large drug seizures, one of them just last week. 10 TV's Colin Dorsey was in Lancaster talking with the folks helping people overcome addiction, and he has more on what else needs to be done.
The recovery center I talked with in Lancaster says there's a lot of support in the city for people to get over addiction, but there are still plenty of gaps that need to be filled in to continue people on their journey to recovery and not fall back into addiction.
I think that the biggest thing that brings people back to relapse is, not having enough resources.
Sierra Colbert opened up Sunrise Recovery in Lancaster to help people get over their addictions. The work is rewarding, but it's also tough.
I tell everyone, and I think everyone in this field knows, that person has to want it.
Are there enough resources in Lancaster and Fairfield County to help everyone who needs it?
I would say no. There's really not. There's a lot of sober supports for people in recovery, but people who are, in active use, there is no detoxes here. There is no residential places that you can walk into.
At Sunrise, they try to get clients into treatments to cut out downtime and give them some structure. Chris Ross works on the team, and he has a story himself.
I was using heroin steadily multiple times a day, every day for about 8.5 years. And stopping that was extremely hard. It was extremely hard.
He now uses his own experience with addiction to help others who need it.
Being involved in the recovery of others is kind of integral to my own journey, if that makes sense.
Both of them have seen the damage drugs can do to families in communities. Their work hopes to turn that around. But with drugs just like the ones picked up by authorities already this month coming into the community, it makes their work that much more difficult, but also that much more important.
At the end of the day, if you're breaking the law and you're filling a community with drugs, there needs to be a stop to that.
Law enforcement agencies in Lancaster and Fairfield County are all part of what is known as the South Central Ohio Major Crimes Unit. Now, that task force works together to get drugs off the street. Now, the commander of that task force was unable to speak with me today on the work that they do, but I intend on talking with him in the future. Colin Dorsey, 10 TV News.